guys, welcome back. This is episode 3 of Who I Am, and today we'll be going over some of the medals and trophies I've won over this past year, and my ups and downs versus my dieting as well, and you know how well my weights have gone up or down versus my diet. First, we'll go over the high school ones. I cannot get it to focus on the back of it. But here's the first one I won in high school. So it's 2006. I graduated 2007. So this was second place, 201 to 215. There was this one guy that always lifted more than me. He was miles better than me as far as lifting goes. That was a pretty good year. And then the 2007, so this one was actually 5th place. So what I tried to do was, going into it, go up one more weight class to heavyweight, thinking I'd get away from the guy that always beats me. But he also went up, which sucked. So I went against him again. Of course, he beat me again. Of course, other people did as well. So I only got 5th. And my lifts really didn't increase. So I kind of had the same lifts for both those years going into it. I didn't understand dieting. I still don't really understand it fully, other than the calorie deficit part. But I definitely was cutting too hard. I really wanted to get like a nice lean body, and my genetics aren't made for that. You know, my dad, my grandfather are all broad-shouldered, big, fatter guys, and you know, I tried to cut real hard in high school. Definitely didn't do it right. Definitely more starved than anything. And ended up keeping my lifts about the same. 315 is around what I was doing. I think I got to 335 maybe, but that was short-lived. Squats were probably around 405 or so. Nothing real crazy on squats. And in high school during this time, I got the high school bench press record for that 205 to 215, and then also heavyweight. And then my trainer, which I kind of mentioned in the first video, he was younger than me, and I think like the next year or two, somewhere around that area, he actually beat my bench press record, and he had it. I think he probably still has it. They don't have the records up anymore to go look. But continuing, so the first one I did in the beginning of 2021, which was in February, I didn't place. I ended up benching 335, and this is with a pause. And this is the first time I ever had a pause. So in high school when we did the powerlifting, we did not have a pause bench press. It was a touch and go. And I hadn't really been practicing the pause. I didn't really know what to expect in my first competition, and I definitely underprepared in the first two. So I did 335, which I had to do it twice because the second time, so I did 315 for the first lift, second lift I did 335, and I messed up. I brought my foot off the ground. Even though I got the bench, I brought my foot off the ground, which is against the rules, so I had to do it again for my third lift, which I did end up getting it. So I finished with that, and then deadlift was 405. Definitely my deadlift was not right. My mechanics were wrong, which the guy training really helped with that. So a second competition, it was a smaller competition, not as many people there. So let's go with squat here. So I didn't have squat in the first one. So the second one we had squat. Now these are single event, so I actually have three from the same event, and so you get one for each event. And I got second place in squat, so it was just me and one other guy in this event, but there was a third guy for bench press. He just did bench press. So in squat I got 374, second place. The guy who got first place, he's a monster, especially when it comes to squat. I think he was doing like 700 or something, maybe 600, high 600s. I know he's gotten 7 by now at the last competition we went to. But he's on a whole nother level when it comes to squat. And then I got, so here's where it starts going down. Here's for deadlift. I got 385, so I went from 405 to 385. I'm cutting real hard at this point. And then bench press was 315, which was third place. So 315. So I did 335 the first one, and then I did 315. So I'm cutting too hard between these. Still on the kind of like the keto diet. Don't have a lot of energy. My lifts have now started to drop. And I barely got the 315, to be honest with you. I struggled with it. I tried the 335. So the 315 was my first lift, so I'm lucky I got it. And then I tried 335 twice, failed both times, obviously. Almost not even close. I got it off my chest, and then just my triceps failed me to finish it out. But then I started with this other guy, started helping me out. So this is where I got the trophy for first place. Now this, I just did bench and deadlift. So bench was 336, deadlift was 485. So he really helped me in my mechanics with deadlift. So I went from 385 to 40. So I went up a whole 100 pounds on deadlift, which is crazy. And bench press, I went back to so it's 336. So I went back up to my normal on bench press. And then this is the last one I did of the year for USA Powerlifting. And here's the strap, shows first place. So on that one, let's see, I ended up getting, so deadlift was, where we at? So squat ended up being 430 pounds on squat. So my last squat before that one was the 374. I went up to 430, so not bad. I didn't have to do squat in the other one. And then bench was 340. I'm sorry, bench was 350. So I went up from 335, or what was, I guess 36 technically, because they do kilos, to the 350. We tried 365. I failed out on it. And then deadlift was 520. So I went up again on the deadlift. What I ended up what I say, the 485 to the 520, and we'll be shooting probably the way it's looking. My deadlift we're shooting for around 560 to maybe more. Bench press we're shooting for 370, maybe more, and squat's gonna be about 475, maybe more, just depending on how I'm feeling and how the weight's moving. But those are what I'm shooting for at the end of this month, at the end of February here of 2022. My goal is to make nationals for USA Powerlifting at the end of the year. Don't know if it'll happen. I definitely have to come up a lot in some of the weights. Bench presses definitely have to be a 400 plus. Squats got to be a 500 plus. Deadlift's going to have to be a 600 plus. And not just, it has to be that plus. So depending on where those land, how much more on the end of those I can get will depend on whether I make nationals. Plan on, I really would like to go pro before I get too old to do so. So I have to qualify for nationals first. And then if I read it right, you have to be the top 5th lifter in your weight class to get your pro card. And then you can do the pro series. Those are definitely my goals. Definitely I'd like to make it to Worlds, but that's definitely way out for now, just trying to make nationals. So we'll see how it goes. This next one I'm doing is would be for this same group here, the ADFPF. So they are drug tested. That's the one that's coming up here for the Indiana State Championship. I'll probably do a few with them, more than likely, and then 1 or 2 with USA Powerlifting. Definitely finish the year with USA Powerlifting and see if I can make nationals. Nationals is usually held in February, so try to October, November. That way, if I do make nationals, then I have a couple months there to get ready for nationals. So we'll see what happens. I'll take you along for the ride. But as soon as I get done with this Who I Am stuff, I'll be putting more stuff about the competitions and my training for competitions and where I'm at dieting and weight-wise. So thanks, guys.